Just a tad awkward when you can't turn your alarm off at the start of the video. And yes, I do set quite a lot of alarms on my iPod and my phone to make sure that I get up in the morning. But anyway, hey guys, welcome to today's study with me video. It is a Friday today, as you can quite clearly see from my funky socks, which I showed you in my last vlog. So I started my day as usual drinking a load of water. I usually start by drinking at least a litre, and that was my second mason jar, just for your information. But yeah, so the title of this video is how to be productive every single day, and the motivation for this video came from the fact that I woke up this morning not feeling too great. I didn't feel majorly ill at all, I just felt slightly under the weather, so I felt a bit of a sore throat coming on. And I'm not usually one to get ill either, so it is quite rare, but today I just didn't feel 100% basically. So I thought, in order to maximise my productivity, because I still have a lot of work to do, I thought that instead of writing my usual to-do list, I would block out my day and specify exact times for when I would do different pieces of work, or go to my lecture or a practical or the gym, for example. So as you can see, I wrote that down, I used my to-do list to make that, and I basically got on with the work straight away. So I had scheduled from 8 till 9 I would do my MCQ questions I'd been set for my pathology supervision. And if you've been watching my study with me videos, then you will know that these multiple choice questions form one paper for that module that I'm doing this year. And basically they are not the nicest things at all. So we were given some questions based on the bacteriology module that we had just finished, and so I used my notes because we were told to do an open book. We'd only just learnt the content. I also used the online version of the notes, in addition to my good old friend, which I like to call Google. And so I just ploughed my way through the MCQs basically, which are, if you didn't know, they are negatively marked. I've explained this to you guys before, but they're just horrible things to do, and I hope you guys never have to do them yourselves. But anyway, so we opened the curtains to let in some sunlight, and of course I then crossed it off my schedule for that day which I'd made, and my to-do list, which felt super great, and it makes you feel really productive when you get things done, especially on these days. For example, like I said, when I don't feel that great and I don't feel as if I'm going to get as much work as I would hope to do done in that day. But anyways, I then had my breakfast. As you can see, I'm peeling my orange.
No! I'm so bad at this. Oh man, it was going so well.
Or getting slightly frustrated because I can't remove all the orange peel in one piece. I mean, I've always been really bad at doing that. My sister has been so good, and I've just never really been able to do it. Whilst eating my breakfast that day, I decided to do my emails, which is something that I usually do. It takes me about 10 to 15 minutes usually. And it was also scheduled in to my little timetable for that day, as you saw at the beginning. And we're gonna have to begin with writing this essay. Begin tackling these. How many pages of notes? Oh, okay, here we go. Wish me luck. Okay, so with emails then done and the usual admin stuff, I moved on to writing my essay, which I just told you about. So the previous evening I had finished writing up my essay plan and all the notes for this essay on the computer. And so this morning from like 9:30 till 12 up until my lecture, I was going to try and write this essay. And that might seem like quite a long time, but these essays for my cell and developmental biology module take quite a long time to write.
Is this going to be too hot? Oh yes. No, that's a really good temperature. I normally burn my mouth every time, but today I didn't. Right, let's get this introduction down, come on. So how do I start? Defining the key terms.
So this essay that I was writing was about the cytoskeleton. So if you're doing biology, you've probably heard of the cytoskeleton. And I did really enjoy this module because, as I said to you guys before, I think in my last study with me, I associate things like this with very classical biology. So
okay, so it's like 20 past 11 and I have a lecture at 12, so I've got about half an hour max before I need to leave and before I'm actually pushing it, like always. I haven't finished my essay yet. I mean, I'm on the last section, which I'm looking at the notes and seems to be the largest section, which is great, but I'm powering through. I'm gonna hopefully get as far as I can through it. Most optimistically, I could finish this last section, but I don't know whether that is actually gonna happen. I mean, we got a little bit behind because those bacteriology MCQs were not very nice. The MCQs are never nice, so I don't know why I was expecting them to go smoothly.
Now, I don't know about anyone else, but when I am writing essays, I do often talk to myself and read things out aloud to see what it sounds like.
Events that result in the field separation of replicated DNA and formation of short cells. Through kinetical magic and the action of the okay. Secondly, the animals are...
I do also pull some very strange faces looking back at this time lapse. I thought I would just share those with you guys because I am clearly concentrating very hard on this essay, and it takes a lot of power to write these things because they're quite dense. I need to include a lot of detail and experimental evidence, which is a requirement especially now that we're in second year. So I do like to try and make my essays as good as possible because that also helps when I come to revise. Okay, take a step outside. What's the weather like? Not raining, that's always good. But am I running? Yes, that never changes because I'm kind of running a bit late. The cycling to my lecture doesn't take long at all, it takes like 3 minutes. It's the finding of a space which takes a long time and often means that I might run in just on time. And another thing that takes a long time is finding my bike. There it is. Okay, so I don't know what I'm saying here. I've just muted myself out. I'm probably rambling on about goodness knows what, but basically we cycled to our lecture that morning at 12 till 1 and it was for biology of disease, and look at that, I mean I got there just on time. Our lectures always start 5 past the hour if you didn't know, and then they run until 5:02, so they're 50 minutes normally. This lecture was about malaria and it was very, very interesting because I've never learnt about malaria in this much detail before, and when I say a lot of detail, I mean a lot of very complex detail.
Oh my gosh.
In my hour lunch break from 1 till 2, after spilling my food as usual on my desk, I decided that I would try and finish the essay because, as I said, I didn't finish it before the lecture, which I wanted to do. So I powered through that, and as you can see, my little finger is substituting for my index fingers because they're a bit sticky from eating my pear or my plum. I don't know, I can't really remember. But yeah, so I don't always work over my lunch breaks. If I do, then it's because I have a lot to do, and today, because I was running a bit behind with my schedule, I thought that I would just power through and get the essay done, and I did actually, so that felt really good. I crossed it off my to-do list. All I had to do was read over it and send it to my supervisor, hence why I circled it. And just because I get quite a lot of questions on these, I use Bic pens, they're nothing fancy. And also here is a little sneak peek of the Cute As dance trailer video, which I produced and edited, so I was pretty proud of that. From 2 till 4, so for 2 hours, I then had a pathology lab. As you can see, I'm wearing the very fashionable green gown, which you guys are becoming very familiar with. They are so good looking, like, I mean, look how great I look. They're just so great. I mean, we're all matching. The best things, hardest things to tie up, mind you. But anyway, so I went to this practical. I got there a bit early, so I looked at the notes that we were given, I underlined them, I did the stuff that I usually do with my ruler, and then my lab partner arrived. So Joanna is the person that I work with in pathology. We have a great time in these labs, not gonna lie. We work together really well, we get on really well, and yeah, it just makes the lab a lot more enjoyable when you're working with someone who you get on really well with, you can have a laugh with and joke around a bit, because I mean, let's face it, labs are labs and you've got to make them a bit more enjoyable with a bit of fun.
This video is based on the work of 2 research teams.
I mean, here's to the funky music that plays in the 100-year-old videos that they play to us in these labs.
Just finished practical. I'm going to be here later in a few hours for halfway haul, but I just finished practical. I thought it wasn't going to be that long, but looking at stuff down microscopes, looking at videos and little demonstrations, and it took so much longer than expected. Just finished Gone 4. Now I'm at the print room to print some stuff out. So there is, about the printer, because I come to the printing station quite a lot, as you see in my Study With Me videos. We can print documents and stuff in black and white for free, we just have to provide our own paper.
So in my lunch break, in addition to finishing my essay, I'd also sent some stuff to the print room, so I just needed to collect that. But the printing went slightly wrong today. I mean, I was a bit surprised when I looked at what came out the printer. Yeah, so at this point I was a bit confused.
I was aiming to like print 1 page here and 1 page here on A4, but I must have pressed 4 sheets per A4 page, so now it is literally like the tiniest writing ever, and I did it for all of them. I don't know how that quite happened, but this is what we've ended up with. Printing went slightly wrong, but I'm sure my eyes will cope just about.
Okay, so after that little mistake with the printing, I just did a quick filing session, which took me literally no more than 5 minutes to just put everything that I'd printed out in my folders and hole punch some stuff that we'd been given in the practical today.
Emails, 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 more messages, more emails. Endless work, endless admin. Don't know how they expect you to cope, really. Delete. Why am I still on the biochemistry mailing list? I don't do biochemistry anymore. I don't know why they didn't take me off the email list, because I still get their emails like telling me about the metabolic control analysis practical. Although exciting seating plan for halfway haul tonight. Let me see what I'll be sitting. I'm on high table. Joking. I'm on the low table, people. I'm an undergrad. Oh, where am I? Oh, there we go. Next to Lucy and Tim. Amazing.
So had I been able to predict the future, I would have not said that sitting next to Tim was amazing, and you're gonna have to keep watching to find out. Hey guys, I mean, just in case you'd forgotten, it's Friday today. That is clearly what I'm trying to show you with my legs stuck up in the air so that you can see my funky socks again.
Okay, right. I'm gonna head to the gym now.
So I'd originally scheduled to go to the gym from 4 till 5, but I ended up getting there at about almost 4:30 because of the time that I came out the practical and after I'd printed stuff out. But anyways, I still went to the gym just to have a bit of a downtime. And guys, let's appreciate what it took to get this clip. I mean, I got some funny looks because I had to get off the bike after I'd done my session, put the camera somewhere, film myself for a couple of minutes cycling, then I got back off the bike and stopped the camera. So yeah, we had a few strange looks, but anyways, I finished my time in the gym, I came back to my room, and then in as little as 45 minutes I was very impressed with myself because I managed to get the notes down for this next essay that I want to do for neurobiology. So I kind of did a little plan and typed up the notes from the lecture. In just 45 minutes, actually under 45 minutes, I typed up these notes which will form the basis of my neuro essay that I want to do. I've just crossed off the notes that I have gone over. I've circled the bits that I need to confirm with the PowerPoint and stuff. In terms of my daily schedule, done, 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 okay, done. 6 till 6:30 I'm supposed to be getting ready. So I've got now 15 minutes, which is fine. Yeah, that was a good intense session of very rapid typing. I think I might post a little cheeky IG and then I'll get ready. So I'm running like so late. When I go to our yearly dinners and stuff, I'm always so early and the drinks start an hour before the actual dinner, so I always arrive on time and nobody's there. So this year I was like, I'll just wait a bit, and I kind of left it quite late, so I'm running a bit late, but I'm going to halfway hall, everybody. Halfway through my degree. The theme is like the secret garden, so I'm wearing this floral dress which I've worn before. Not bad. So I thought that I would take you along to my halfway haul that evening because, guys, it is officially halfway through my degree here at Cambridge, which is crazy. Time has flown by, but I thought that you could come along with me and you're actually in for a really good treat because the vegan food that I got at this form was the best vegan food that I have had in college here so far. Thank you! So our evening started off in Old Hall, and here is Sophie and Lucy, who are also Bionatskis, with me. Soph loves plants, if you couldn't tell with her amazing headdress. And just to point out, if anyone notices, that dress is very similar to the jumpsuit that I wore at Mayball. But anyways, I brought this coat along with me, which was very annoying that I had to carry. But I got some Belvoir, which you can tell that I like quite a lot because I drank it very quickly, you know, there, my Belvoir. Clearly a lover of the non-alcoholic beverages that we get served in our little drinks reception. We had this photo taken of all of us in the year, basically, with the exception of a few people not being there, and then we moved into the hall where we had our food. And of course, here's a little clip of me running, because when do I not run? Even when it's a posh event, I'm still found running at some point in time. But yeah, so here is our kind of dining hall in college where these big formal events occur. So the tables have been laid out really nicely, and we've each been given these personalised, well, not personalised, these engraved flasks. What do we get? Coffee flask. Oh my gosh, I wanted one of these. Okay, so as someone who doesn't drink tea or coffee, I'm not really sure why I was really excited to be given a coffee flask, but hey ho, I can put my little infusions in it, I suppose, and take that with me to lectures. I mean, how cool will I look then, people? Anyway, so we all sat down, the gong sounded that when we had to stand up for the grace to be read out. Cheeky little confession to make here, I was asked to read out grace for formals, but I have been too scared because you have to do it in Latin and I've never said yes to doing it. But anyway, that's just a little fun fact of the day. So yes, the food started to come round, and obviously one of the best bits, as me and Lucy are clearly showing you, is the bread rolls. Today they had poppy seeds, which is the best, and they were so warm and moist. They were literally the perfect bread rolls.
Tomatoes, mushrooms, spinach, like phyllo pastry, bit of pesto, and like basil.
I am so used to there never being a vegan menu on the table, so it's often a guessing game, but today Lucy's description was actually very accurate. It was this pastry thing filled with some roasted vegetables.
Gnocchi! That's exciting, I like gnocchi.
I love gnocchi.
What's it with? Is it with like aubergine? I think it's aubergine.
Some sort of aubergine, they always get the aubergine going in there. So then, yes, the main meal was gnocchi, and I was super excited because I've never been given gnocchi at a formal, And as I said, this was one of the best dinners I've had here. So the gnocchi was great. It had this chunky tomato-y sauce, which was actually so good. I poured myself water, managing not to spill it everywhere, which would be typical of me. And then I ate my greens, checking that nobody was looking.
And Luke and Alex, you're an anthropologist.
Yeah, and we just went for the one full mouthful. Okay, so this is then when I need to introduce you to little games that get played during formals at Cambridge. So there is a thing called 5-pennying, which is where you basically put a 5p into someone's dessert and it means the following.
What does this mean? What does this mean? You have to eat it with your face. What the hell? Oh my god!
And yes, Tim found it absolutely hilarious. So we're just gonna have this on repeat.
So I'm so excited that they gave me really nice dessert.
And yes, Tim is still laughing.
Really nice dessert. I just
You got a bit overexcited.
What is that? Oh my god!
Tim! You don't have to do all of it.
Oh, we'll give it a go.
Go on, Gal.
I'm so sorry.
You're not allowed to use your hands.
I'm not allowed to use my hands. Wait, I can get the raspberry.
Good technique.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done.
So I face planted my vegan chocolate mousse dessert thing. I was not going to fail my 5p challenge, but people keep watching very closely. Look who steps into the camera for it.
Hello, sweetie. Give me to feed you.
Head catering lady clearly doesn't like the little games that we play. I mean, she obviously thought I was drunk, but you guys know that I don't get drunk. I get drunk on smoothies or high on water. Definitely not alcohol, but anyways, here's to Holly for the first time playing the 5p penny game and almost getting herself kicked out of a formal halfway through my degree. I mean, you never thought I'd be doing that. Seriously guys, this mousse was amazing. It was so thick and creamy and chocolatey. It was literally the best. Although I wasn't quite in the bad books yet, because I managed to get myself a plate full of grapes when everyone was eating cheese and biscuits, even though it did take quite a few attempts to ask the catering staff.
Lucy?
Yes. Oh, smashed it.
So whilst there were some speeches, I munched on my plate full of grapes, which I was very happy about, and of course I gave Tim kindly back his 5p.
It'll make the best vlog ever.
Thank you very much, Tim.
Okay, so I'll leave that for you to decide, guys. Did it make the best vlog? If so, hit the like button. And yes guys, I survived the first 1.5 years of my degree here at Cambridge. So I thought it was just quite appropriate to finish this vlog with a few throwbacks from my time here so far at uni. I would have never imagined that I would be having this much fun here at Cambridge. If you'd have asked me the same question a few years ago, I would have definitely said that I would not settle in, I would not make friends, and I would not be the person that I am today. But as it turns out, I am here, I'm having the best time of my life. So this is a huge shout out to all the amazing people that I've met so far along this journey. And of course to you guys, because the other day we hit 50k, which is crazy. I would never imagined that either. So yes, thank you guys for following me on this journey. And of course, if you're new around here and want to join the Holly Gabrielle fan, then hit that subscribe and I'll see you in my next video, guys.